This episode of Off The Script is brought to you by WrestleCrate. WrestleCrate is a monthly pro wrestling-based subscription service, and each month, subscribers will receive a new pro wrestling-themed mystery crate. To go and subscribe, please go and visit their website at www.wrestlecrate.com and on Twitter at WrestleCrates. What is going on, guys? JD from New York here, and this is WWE Off The Script for your Saturday morning. This is episode number 61, part number 2. And I got a lot of news for you guys yet again this Saturday morning. Leading off with Stone Cold Steve Austin and the WWE issuing him a cease and desist on his merchandise, which is being sold on ProWrestlingTees.com. I got all the exclusive details on that and what specific merchandise WWE wanted Pro Wrestling Tees to pull when it came to Stone Cold Steve Austin, man. Thank you so much for watching this Saturday morning's Off The Script. If you missed yesterday's edition of Off The Script, part number 1 to start the weekend off, link is in the description down below towards the very top. The top story in that one was Daniel Bryan's health, man. What is going on with Daniel Bryan? What do I think of it? Is he going to be competing at Extreme Rules? And what is his future in the WWE? All the latest information on Daniel Bryan's health and WWE being concerned about their Intercontinental Champion, all right? Now, if you guys are not subscribed here, let me go through my typical bullshit before I get into the Steve Austin news. If you're not subscribed here, I don't know what you're waiting for, man. I really don't. This is the #1 fucking source for WWE news and rumors right here on YouTube.com. If you guys are not following me all over social media, Twitter, Twitch, Instagram, and Facebook, go and do that now. Mainly, I am on Twitter at JD from NY206. And lastly, if you guys want to sign up for WrestleCrates, the last day to sign up is April 19th, man. Go and sign up for that. The first shipment will be going out on April 25th. So make sure you guys go visit WrestleCrate.com and go visit those guys on Twitter at WrestleCrates and tell them JD from NY sent you over there to go subscribe to WrestleCrates. And that's going to be awesome, man. I'm going to be doing unboxes right here on my channel. It's going to be a fun time, man. And it's great for all you wrestling enthusiasts like me out there. It should be a good time, all right? Now, let's get right into the news, guys. Stone Cold Steve Austin, cease and desist sent to him by WWE. WWE has reportedly issued a cease and desist letter to ProWrestlingTees.com regarding their online store selling of Stone Cold Steve Austin merchandise. As previously reported, Austin recently claimed that there is no backstage heat between he and WWE, but that there was some things that he and Vince McMahon will sort out very soon. According to PWInsider.com, WWE sent Pro Wrestling Tees a cease and desist letter in regards to their production of Stone Cold Steve Austin related merchandise. Austin has had an online store through Pro Wrestling Tees for quite some time now, selling t-shirts relating to the Steve Austin Show, his podcast, and the Broken Skull Ranch. Because WWE still has some rights to the Stone Cold Steve Austin character, they do not want non-WWE licensed merchandise relating to Austin to be sold anywhere. ProWrestlingTees.com shut down Austin's store in response to this cease and desist. However, Austin addressed the situation on Twitter on April 14th, saying that it would be back up very soon. A look at ProWrestlingTees.com now will show you what Stone Cold Steve Austin merch WWE wanted pulled from the site. As previously reported, they sent a cease and desist letter to the online store ordering that some of Austin's merchandise be taken off the site immediately. After a short period of time, when Austin's store was shut down on April 14th, it was back up in operation on April 15th. However, some of the shirts that used to be available for sale are no longer listed. 2 shirts that used to be on the page that are no longer there. One was being a Broken Skull Ranch t-shirt done in the style of the original New World Order logo shirt in WCW. That is no longer for sale. Another one, which said Austin Era, featured an image of Austin posing on the turnbuckle with his arms in the air, as he did regularly during his time in WWE. it appears as if WWE did not give permission to use the image of Austin for the Austin era shirt. So they also felt that the BSR shirt did not meet the fair use qualifications to be used. Now, fair use is a copyright law that exists for people who use material they do not have permission to use, as long as it comments on, criticizes, or parodies that material. This would be why ECW was able to sell and make so much money off the Blue World Order t-shirts for years without any legal issue. If you guys remember the Blue Meanie and the BWO. They were a parody of the NWO. Whether or not these shirts ever return to Austin's online store will remain to be seen, but it appears as if those are the pieces of merchandise WWE targeted in their cease and desist letter. This is a fucking shame. Alright, this is an absolute fucking shame. Steve Austin, right now, is doing his own thing. He's got his podcast. He could use whatever image of himself that he wants, man. He is his own individual, okay? It's the Steve Austin Show. And he's got his own podcast. He's got his own show with the Broken Skull Ranch Challenge, yada, 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 etc., all right? Now, this is very childish by WWE, and they're being very immature about this entire situation. Steve Austin pretty much resurrected that fucking company. You know, in a time when they needed that shot in the arm to beat WCW, he was the man that they relied on. Now you want to send him and ProWrestlingTees.com a cease and desist letter? This is absolutely fucking pathetic, man. And it's very, very petty of WWE to do this type of thing, to, you know, limit Steve Austin on what merchandise he could use and the amount of money that he's making. And Pro Wrestling Tees in general, man, it's a great fucking company. It's a great website. Their shirts are excellent quality. I got a few CM Punk t-shirts that I bought from his online shop on Pro Wrestling Tees, man. Great quality, and I just love the merchandise there. And Pro Wrestling Tees and the Barbershop Window are going to be in the Wrestle Crates, man. So if you guys are going to sign up for that, you're going to get a t-shirt from either Barbershop Window or Pro Wrestling Tees in the first crate, whether you get the regular box or the Ultimate Crate. Just throwing that out there for you guys. But this is petty. This is absolutely petty. It's disrespectful to Steve Austin as an individual. He's not even in WWE competing, man. You know, obviously he's always going to have ties to WWE, but money is the root, and they say this all the time, is the root of all evil, man. It breaks relationships, it breaks friendships. You know, nothing good comes from, you know, the money situation. And WWE is trying to nickel and dime Steve Austin. They're trying to nickel and dime Pro Wrestling Tees and all this bullshit, man. I don't like that type of attitude by WWE, thinking who the fuck they are. Steve Austin could put his image on a t-shirt if they want. Or if he wants. Pro Wrestling Tees can sell an image of Steve Austin. Who the fuck are they? They don't own Steve Austin, the human being. They own partial rights to the Stone Cold character, being that it is a WWE created character. But, you know, this is going a little bit too far, being that, you know, he did what he did for WWE. They should allow him to do whatever he wants. You know, I don't see anything wrong with him selling merchandise regarding his podcast and his Broken Skull Ranch and yada, yada, yada. It's bullshit, man. It's a complete disrespectful slap to the face of Steve Austin, and hopefully this all gets sorted out. And WWE, to me, is making themselves look foolish. You know, they are, you know, ruining a relationship. You know, being that it's not going to be ruined, I'm sure things will work out, but, you know, you put strain on the relationship with Steve Austin, yet, you know, you're not going to be hesitant to ask him to be at WrestleMania, especially in Dallas next year. You're going to ask him to be there. You know, why do you want to upset the guy? If you want to have any chance of Steve Austin coming back in some type of capacity for WrestleMania 32, whether that be a special appearance, a special ref gig, a ringside gig, an in-the-ring performer gig, whatever you want him to do, you're gonna upset him over something so stupid like this, and you're gonna completely throw all those possibilities out the window, man. I don't understand it. So hopefully this gets cleared out of the way. Obviously, Austin was not being completely open about everything, and the truth, you know, came out, and the dirt sheets were all over it. And this is probably one of the main reasons why he's got heat, and there's arguments going on back and forth between Steve Austin and most notably Vince McMahon. That's fucking petty, and hopefully things get worked out. And it's just completely disrespectful and childish on WWE's behalf, man. It's just so fucking stupid. It really is. And hopefully, like I said, things get cleared up. All right. Speaking of another WWE Hall of Famer from Texas, besides Stone Cold Steve Austin, Shawn Michaels, in the latest edition of the Ross Report podcast, which I am currently listening to at the moment. I did not get to the interview yet, but I am in the beginning stages of listening to that podcast. I'm very interested to see what HBK has to say with Jim Ross, and Jim Ross is always a pleasure to listen to. With the WWE Hall of Famer Jim Ross on his Ross Report, Shawn Michaels claims that WWE wants him to compete at WrestleMania 32 on April 3rd, 2016. No shit. A fucking retard could have figured that one out. Michaels also talks about remaining retired, why he wouldn't want to work on the WWE creative team. Apparently they offered him a job, his book, and much more. When discussing WWE-related topics, Ross brought up the fact that the company will likely be making offers to the former WWE superstars such as Michaels and Stone Cold Steve Austin to have them appear or compete in matches at WrestleMania 32. Okay, this is a given, being that it's in Dallas, and they got 105,000 seats plus to fill at AT&T Stadium, all right? Others discussed for WrestleMania 32 are The Rock, Ronda Rousey, Sting, Batista, Undertaker. You guys know the deal on that, as I reported last weekend in Part 1, WrestleMania news, rumors, leaks, information, and rumored match card. If you guys missed that, obviously the link is down below in the description, okay? The event will be held at AT&T Stadium in Arlington, Texas, and as previously reported, the company will be trying to fill the card with big names in order to try and sell the venue out and set a new indoor attendance record. Michaels responds to Ross saying that WWE would likely be making him an offer by saying, "I've already gotten an offer from WWE. I enjoy being retired." He continues discussing his retirement and why he stayed away from the product by saying, "I've had the ability to be involved in whatever it is I'd like to take part in. That offer's always going to be there. Right now, I choose not to do that. I'm interested in trying new things. Even with my outdoor show, we're looking at changing the format of that to make it more than just a hunting show, so to speak. Then obviously doing this book, I want to go back and do it when I'm passionate about it. And right now, I'm passionate about other things. I don't want to make it sound like I'm too good for WWE. I'm not. I don't want to go back and do a job I'm not 100% into. It's not fair to them, and it's not fair to me." Michaels then says he wouldn't want to work for WWE's creative team either, saying, "It wouldn't be a great fit for me. There'd be a lot of stifling going on. I've been able to stay away this long, and I've been able to sway them on many things and other people that other people could not. I'd be open to taking Pat Patterson's gig, though, where you have a couple of projects and you could write in from home about it. If you're going to be there every week, you might as well go back and be an on-air character and make more money." So that is that with Shawn Michaels. Obviously, they offered him a spot on the creative team, and obviously they're trying to get him to be at WrestleMania 32, but you gotta respect Shawn Michaels, who stayed away from the ring this long. You know, he's respecting The Undertaker's wishes and the fucking classic feuds and matches that they had at both WrestleMania 25 and WrestleMania 26. He stayed away for this long and is respecting The Undertaker's wishes. How would it look, and how would The Undertaker feel if he came back and came out of retirement and pretty much kind of ruined, I wouldn't say ruined, but tarnished what they accomplished with those two matches and that 2-year-long feud at WrestleMania? It would be slightly tarnished, being that he would come back. You know, it lives up to its legacy and its greatness, being that he's away and has stayed away. Do I want to see Michaels compete? Everybody wants to. Of course I do. Michaels competing at WrestleMania in Dallas or Arlington, wherever WrestleMania 32 is taking place. I would love to see him go against Daniel Bryan. I would love to see him go against Triple H in a double retirement match. You know, I would love Michaels to be there in the ring in some way, shape, or form. But you got to respect what he is saying. He's not 100% into it. He's into staying at home. He's into doing his book. He's into doing his hunting show. He's into just living his life as a retired WWE superstar, probably the greatest of all time. So you got to respect what he wants. He enjoys being retired, man. Leave him be. Where others, like Ric Flair and Hulk Hogan and all these other guys who can't stay away from the ring even though they're not capable of going, man. They want to come back. They want to be involved. Guys like Michaels, they got out when they got out. They went out on top, especially with him and The Undertaker. He went out on top. He did everything legitimately possible in the company. You know, there's no more for him to do. He went out on top, and that's the only way to go out, and Michaels wants to enjoy himself, man. Leave him alone. If he wants to come back, he will come back. But right now, he enjoys being retired, and you got to respect that. And I certainly do for HBK. But would I love to see him at WrestleMania? You fucking bet. Man, I would love to see him back at WrestleMania in the ring one more time against a Bryan or a Triple H or whoever you want to put him against, man. It's HBK. You know he's going to put on a fucking 5-star performance. Always. Following the attack she suffered from Naomi during the April 13th edition of Monday Night Raw, Paige may not face Nikki Bella at Extreme Rules. Extreme Rules, people. It's not Extreme Rules. It's fucking PG Extreme Rules. That'll be on April 26th, all right? Paige was acknowledged as the new #1 contender for the Divas Championship after winning a Divas Battle Royal on Raw. I did not watch it. It was awful. However, due to injury, and I quote, injury, she may not be getting her title shot on April 26th after all. Naomi was the last woman eliminated in the Battle Royal by Paige and was not happy about losing the opportunity to face Bella at Extreme Rules. She proceeded to brutally assault Paige following the match. In a backstage promo, Naomi said that she deserves the shot, Battle Royal or not, because she is the diva that pinned Bella 2 weeks in a row on WWE TV. As she effectively turned heel, she may have also written Paige off WWE television in the process. As previously reported, Paige is set to star in an upcoming WWE Studios film entitled Santa's Little Helper with The Miz. Filming is set to begin in April, which is why Paige was probably attacked during Raw and why the injury angle is being used in this situation. WWE claims that Paige suffered internal injuries at the hands of Naomi and that her status for Extreme Rules is in question. A report on WWE.com states, Naomi's attack on Paige following the Divas Battle Royal has left the #1 contender to the Divas title injured. Though the specifics have yet to be confirmed, early reports suggest that Paige suffered internal injuries as a result of the attack, which saw the Diva of Tomorrow beaten outside the ring and thrown into the barricade repeatedly. Whatever, man. I just figured I'd let you guys know the reason why Paige was attacked on Monday Night Raw is not because she's injured. She is fine. It's all storyline. She is going to film a new movie with The Miz called Santa's Little Helper. And yet again, in typical WWE fashion, illogically, they are taking the hottest diva right now, being that AJ Lee is now retired. They are taking the hottest diva off the roster, who is Paige, to go film another fucking movie. She'll probably be out for about a month, man. Great job, WWE. Now that leaves the Divas division with pretty much nobody for the remainder of the month and no excitement whatsoever, man. Nobody else is invested in whatever else you got going on, man. You got to bring up Sasha Banks. You got to bring up Bayley. You got to bring up Charlotte. You got to fucking get some new blood flowing into the Divas division right now because it looks fucking dreadful once again following that Give a Divas a Chance campaign, man. It's not going anywhere, and I'm losing interest after WWE started to get the Divas in 10-minute matches on Monday Night Raw. They started to develop some interest from the fans, and we started investing some time into actually watching them. And then comes WrestleMania, they get a 4 or 5-minute match, AJ Lee retires, Paige is now being taken off TV. WWE honestly doesn't know what the fuck they want to do, and it looks like they got retards working on creative and in the offices. They don't know what the fuck they're doing, man. It really sucks. And Paige will be off TV for about a month. All right, so that's that. Wrestlers in TNA Wrestling, TNA news, aren't getting paid, and they're getting fed up with it. According to a report by PWInsider.com, several performers had reached out to the site to let it be known that the company is behind on its last 2 payments. Others claim that they're still owed money from February. Another source noted that TNA's offices in Nashville have backed up the reports. The source denied that payments are 2 pay periods behind, but did admit that the company is behind on cutting checks. The report indicates that TNA Wrestling is no longer cutting checks in Nashville. They're now being outsourced to Dallas, where Panda Energy, a TNA parent company, is located. With TNA not having house shows booked for talent, More performers are seeking to earn money on the independent scene to help compensate. I don't blame them. Another problem is that TNA recently taped several one-night-only specials, leaving the company in further state of payroll distress. This led to more checks backing up because A, outside talent needing to be paid, and B, the specials wouldn't air for months after the fact, and C, the company wasn't generating revenue from the tapings. So that is that. There's a lot of unhappy people in TNA right now. And speaking of payroll and budget cuts, no pun intended, to Mr. 9 to 5, Taz has officially parted ways with TNA Wrestling. The announcement was made on April 15th. Everybody has been asking, why did Taz leave? I got the full story here if you guys need to know. And that came from TNA's Executive Vice President of Creative and Talent Relations, John Gaborick. Taz has been one of the voices of TNA Wrestling since June 2009, after WWE decided not to renew his contract in April. Prior to joining the TNA broadcast team, Taz had been one of the voices of WWE SmackDown and ECW. During his in-ring career, he spent most of his time competing for Paul Heyman's ECW promotion, starting out as the Tazmaniac. He later was repackaged as a prize fighter simply known as Taz. He created his own championship in the promotion called the Fuck the World Championship, the FTW belt, which was great, and had notable feuds with superstars such as Sabu and Bam Bam Bigelow before heading to WWE in 2000. Now, the reason why he left TNA and is no longer broadcasting, all right, you're not going to hear this anywhere else. I haven't noticed it on any YouTube channel in the YWC. While issues regarding pay were the main reason, there was another element as well. Taz hated working with Josh Matthews and wanted his former broadcast partner Mike Tenay brought back to Impact. Josh is big John Gaborick's guy and isn't going anywhere. However, that became a major issue. Many in the company believed that Taz would have been a little bit more patient with the checks had he still been working with Mike Tenay. It's true TNA tried out Al Snow in Taz's position. When Taz found out and confronted Matthews about it, Matthews denied he'd been working with Snow, even though Taz knew the sessions had taken place. Taz did not want to be working with Josh Matthews. He wanted Mike Tenay brought back. That was one of the main reasons why Taz has officially parted ways with TNA Wrestling. He's going to be doing his own thing right now. He's got the Human Podcast Machine on iTunes, which is very, very listenable. I enjoy his work on there. I started listening to him with his WrestleMania 31 review, and he had Jim Ross on there, which was a great podcast. Just a great listen altogether. But that is the real reason why Taz has officially parted way with TNA Wrestling. And if you guys wanted to know, that is exclusive information that I have given to you guys. All right, you're not going to hear that anywhere else. But that is off the script, guys. That's all I got for you on Saturday. Let me know what you think of the top stories this week on part 2. Let me know what you think of the Steve Austin situation. Let me know what you think of the Shawn Michaels situation. And let me know what you think about Taz leaving TNA Wrestling. All right, I will be back on part 3. What is the reason and how did WWE get Ronda Rousey on WrestleMania 31? Was The Rock involved? How did Dana White allow this to happen? I got the exclusive details on that for part 3 on Sunday. If you guys want more additional wrestling content, please go check out Joe Cronin Show. His Twitter and his YouTube page will be linked down below. Chairshot Reality at WrestleZone.com. LeBar, Eisenberg, and Ghoulish, go check those guys out. My favorite talk show on the internet when it comes to professional wrestling. And they also got a YouTube page with exclusive videos you will not find on WrestleZone.com. They are in the description as well at the very bottom. And what was I going to say? I was going to mention WrestleCrates again. Make sure you sign up for WrestleCrates, www.WrestleCrate.com, and on Twitter at WrestleCrates. And I did do, one more important thing, guys. I did do a new series on my channel. I'm going to get you guys ready for WWE 2K16. I got a news and rumors video I want you guys to go check out. That will be linked at the very top of the description of this video. If you love Off the Script, you're going to love exactly what I do over there, man. It's very, very similar, but I give you guys WWE 2K16 news, rumors, leaks, and information, and I give you guys opinions on it, just like I do right here on Off the Script. So go check that out, show some support, and get that video trending, all right? But that is all I got for you guys. I will see you back on Sunday for part 3 of Off the Script. Until then, this is JD. Thank you for watching. Hit that like button if you enjoyed. Subscribe if you haven't done so already. Follow me on Twitter at JD from NY206. And I'll see you guys on Sunday morning for part 3, guys. Thank you for watching. I'll talk to you later.